Bada bing, bada boom. You know what it is. Geeks are back on the scene, baby. Picks and predictions. We are running through every single fight on the card, starting with the prelims. This is UFC Fight Night Rozenstruik versus Almeida. This is going to be a banger. Nice little heavyweight scrap for the boys at the end of this. So let's get into this first fight of the night of the prelims. We got Jessica Rose Clark, 11-8, Miss Jessie Jess, coming out against Tanara Lisboa, 5-2. Brazilian. This is going to be an interesting scrap. Jessica Rose Clark is the vet in this matchup. Coming up on that 500 record, not the best look, but she's definitely a grinder. She's coming off a bad L. I know that she had an injury pretty recently. Her arm got kind of banged up in a fight, kind of got snapped, and she battled back or whatever it is. So I think that she's going to be hungry. And I think that they kind of found this chick trying to reinvigorate Miss Jessie Jess because, she is a bigger name that can be used down the line and we can get her some wins. So I'm taking Jessica Rose Clark by decision. What do you got, Dano?
I am fading Jessie Jess, just because of what you're saying, those injuries, almost 500 record, um, tough for me to pick her. So I'm riding with the other girl.
Fair enough. Goosey, what do you got?
I got to go with Jessie Jess. I thought I was going to pick the other girl just because Jessie Jess being a favorite, not ideal at this point in her career. But you look at Tanera Lisboa here, her wins, and I'm going to say the records here: 0-0, 0-0, 0-0, 0-1, and 1-4. So those are her 5 wins. I think Jessica Rose Clark is better than that. I'm going to pick Miss Jessie Jess.
Fair enough. We're moving into the next one. We got a welterweight scrap. We got Gabe Green, 11-4, coming out against Brian Battle, 8-2. Tough champ. Let's go. Brian Battle, tough last time out. Not exactly ideal. Gabe Green, on the other hand, kind of same thing, I'm thinking. So interesting. These guys are both good prospects at 170. I definitely saw these guys going a little bit further than their last losses, but this is going to be a good kind of test to see, who's the real prospect at 170 to look forward to watching their progression. I think that Gabe Green has a little bit more of a well-rounded skill set. Brian Battle's more like that bite down your mouth piece, grind dudes out. His stand-up's been getting more technical and it's better, but I think Gabe Green's just going to be able to kind of outbrawl him in this fight. I don't really see it going to the mat too much. Gabe Green's got pretty sturdy takedown defense, but Gabe Green's also got a set of hands on him. So I think he's going to touch up Brian Battle a little bit. And if it comes down to that grind, I think he can stick through it. So I'm taking Gabe Green, and I do think this will go to a decision. These are tough dudes. What do you got, Dano?
I'm riding the same boat kinda as you. I think this will go to a decision, but I'm gonna ride with Brian Battle. I think he was dealt a bad hand last time with Renat, who took him down over and over again. But he did not give up. He was going all 15 minutes, trying to get back, trying to get on his feet. Gabe Green has fought some dudes though, so that experience will definitely help him. We know Brian Battle is he's one of those guys who's recently transitioned to weight class down below. I think he was fighting at middleweight up on tough, but I think he's gonna bounce back here, and I think it's just definitely gonna go to a decision. But I'm gonna pick Brian Battle to come out on top.
True. Goosey, what do you got?
Going with Gabe Green, I'm surprising myself a little bit here. I like the volume on the feet. He's got a little bit more power, and he likes to just kind of make it a brawl. Brian Battle, in those situations, he kind of tends to take a step back, let the other guy gas himself out. The problem with Gabe Green, he keeps coming. All right. He's a little bit tougher, and I think he's got a little bit more pop in his punches. Few more punches are going to be coming Battle's way than he's throwing back. And I think Gabe Green's going to do enough to get it done here. So I'm going to take the dog.
Let's go. All right, we're moving into the next one. We got a women's boot. This is a flyweight scrap. Ji Young Kim, 9-6-2, coming out against Mandy Bohm, 7-2. This is going to be interesting. I'm just going to take the over because I feel like these are There's some tough cookies right here, and they're gonna crack it out. So I'm not sure who's getting the upper hand, but I'm seeing the judges getting involved here. Goosey, what's your take on this one?
Think I'm gonna take Mandy Bohm. Obviously not the best showings in the UFC to this point. I will say Vegas seems to be liking Mandy Bohm. She started as a pretty big underdog, and money's been coming in on her. It's more reasonable now. I think that's because she does have the grappling advantage here on the feet. They're both pretty similar. Both like to hit straight punches, keep it on the outside. I think if Mandy Bohm can get that grappling going, really tire out Ji Yeon Kim, that's been a path to victory against her in the past. So I'm gonna pick Mandy Bohm underdog value.
Fair enough, Dana. What do you got?
CEO, I'm riding with you. I think my pick for this is going to be just the over 2.5. I'm looking at the tail of the tape. Both of them are 33. Both of them are 5'6". Both have obviously weigh 125, and then same reach, 72-inch, 71-inch. So this is just going to be a very even fight. Unranked flyweights in the women's division. I think the over 2.5 is a lock.
Let's go. All right, moving into the next one. We got a lightweight scrap. This is front kick Fishman's fighter of the week, geek of the week, Natan Levy, 8-1, representing the Holy Land over there. And then he's fighting Pete Rodriguez here, 5-1, who this guy's had a very interesting couple fights in the UFC. You know, he gets dealt in his debut JDM. Um, that doesn't look as bad, watching JDM now. He got splatted pretty quick. It was definitely a mismatch. And then in his next fight, I feel like it was kind of like a sorry, like we didn't mean to do it to you that bad. And they gave him what was it, Mike Jackson? And he knocks him out quick. So it's kind of weird to gauge it because, he beat probably the worst guy in the division and lost to one of the best in the division. So, but the thing is, I think that stylistically, this is very similar to Gennaro Valdez, who, you know, Natan Levy did just beat. We watched it happen in Orlando. So I think that Pete Rodriguez, we saw him quit kind of in the JDM fight. And a Gennaro Valdez is a guy who has no quit in him, probably a little bit better stand up, probably more versatile with a little bit more jiu-jitsu. So I think that, that matchup leading into this is perfect. I think Natan Levy's live for a finish. I'm taking Natan Levy. What do you got, Dano?
I'm riding with Natan Levy too, but I'm really hoping that Natan Levy doesn't try and stand and bang with Pete Rodriguez for 3 rounds because Pete Rodriguez does have clean boxing, right? We saw him get knocked out by Madalena, but anyone compared to Jack Della Maddalena is going to have, kind of look outmatched. Pete doesn't have bad hands himself, but if we can get if we can get Natan to get inside, get some takedowns, maybe do some Aljo type takedowns where you clinch and get a trip and then just kill the round on top or just in grappling situations. I think Natan can definitely edge this one out. I think this is another decision pick, but I am riding with Natan.
What do you got, Goose?
I'm going with Natan. All right. If there's one thing I'm not going to do, it's rate too highly a Mike Jackson KO, which is Pete Rodriguez's best showing in the UFC to this point. No doubt he's got pop in his hands, but he's going from 170 down to 155. He was a little chunky at 170. I think he'll be in good shape here, but I wonder if the power holds up as well. That weight cut's got to be tough. And then they were supposed to fight a few weeks back. He had to pull from that card the week of via illness. So I think things are looking good for Levy here. Stylistically, I like the Gennaro Valdez comp, like you were saying. And I think he's got the tools to get it done. I saw a picture of him with Colby Chaos Covington. I think if he could have picked up a tip or two on the chain grappling game, it'll make this fight that much easier for him. Natan Levy, get the grappling going, get the TKO round 2.
Let's go. All right, we're moving into the next bout here. We got this is a bantamweight scrap. We got Cody Stamann, 21-5-1, coming out against Brazilian Douglas Silva de Andrade, 28-5. This guy Douglas is a dog. And Cody Stamann, we've seen him time and time again. This is a super interesting bout. I mean, just style wise, Cody Stamann loves to mix in those takedowns, but in his last couple of fights, he's been showing us this like kind of new stand up, which has been looking really good. But the thing about it is, I'm not sure if Stamann's going to be able to play this perfectly. And Silva de Andrade is just a really dangerous guy in there. And I don't see him getting put away by anything easy. And I think that he's got a lot of grit that's going to be hard to keep up with over 3 rounds. I'm probably just going to take the over in this matchup and leave it at that. Goosey, what do you got?
I think Douglas Silva de Andrade is going to splatter him here. The matchup, if Stamann can get the grappling going, it's going to be his best path to victory. His hands are nice, but if you're trading with Douglas Silva de Andrade, you need to have an elite chin and elite quickness, which Stamann does, but he also gets hit a little bit. And I just go back to Silva de Andrade's fight with Sergey Morozov, where he's shown a very good chin in the UFC, and Douglas was able to knock him down like pretty bad knockdowns 3 times in that fight. He got up, he kept going, but a big guy cutting a lot of weight like Stamann, I don't know if he does get knocked down, how he's going to respond. And I think Douglas Silva de Andrade is going to be swinging for that button in this one. So I'm going to take Andrade and the under.
Bold take. Let's go. Dano, what do you got?
We're gonna have to stay tuned to the geek sheet because I'm gonna be picking Cody Stamann. I think everything Goose was saying, I like everything CEO was saying, I like. I think this is gonna be a dog fight. This will be potential fight of the night, in my opinion. But Cody Stamann is a dog and he's got a lot of momentum behind him. So I'm riding with Stamann.
Let's go. All right, moving to the next one. We got a heavyweight scrap here. We got Carl Williams, 8-1, coming out against Chase Sherman, 16-11, the Vanilla Gorilla. And I'm taking the over in this one. I'm taking the over in this one. Over 2.5. I think that the pace that Sherman has on the feet is definitely going to be, where he has the advantage in this fight. Obviously, he is that vet savvy. He's a kickboxing guy. He loves to stand and bang trade. Carl Williams, the other hand, he's going to be looking for takedowns. That's very obvious. With the wrestling background, all that kind of pedigree he's got, he's going to be looking for ground and pound. So interesting matchup. I think that even if Carl can get it done, it'll be a decision, kind of lay and pray type thing. And then if Sherman gets it done, I think that he'll just be picking him apart for 15 minutes. So give me the over 2.5. What do you got, Dano?
I'm riding with Carl Williams in this one, and I just see him messing with Sherman enough to get inside and get some takedowns. I don't think Sherman's good enough to go southpaw, and by saying that, I feel like Carl Williams is going to chew up that leg to where Sherman striking goes from up here to down a little bit, and then once Carl Williams feels a little comfortable, maybe round 2, maybe round 3, he'll start getting inside for some takedowns, and that's just not Sherman's game. So I'm gonna just take the bigger overall dude in Carl Williams.
Goosey, what do you got?
I mean, I want to pick Sherman here, but I'm going to have to pick Carl Williams. I think that stylistically, nightmare matchup. We've seen guys that can get Sherman to the canvas. He does not do well against. He likes to be up top where he can get the hands going, show off that Mississippi power. But unfortunately, Carl Williams is just going to be spamming takedowns, shooting him over and over. And I think he will get it to the ground. It's going to be hard to get up. He uses his weight really well to wear on guys. And once he starts playing that war of attrition, I'm going to take the guy with top control. I'm going to take Carl Williams to get it done by decision.
Fair enough. All right, moving into the next one. This is the featured prelim here, last one of the prelims. We got 2 legends, Court McGee coming out against Matt Brown. Wowzers. This is Dano. This is your boy. I'll let you kind of take the lead on this one. I'm taking Matt Brown, and I think he's just gonna be the guy in better shape, throwing the better haymakers with more precision, baby. I'm feeling some violent shit. What do you got, Dano?
Hell yeah, man. I'm riding with Matt Brown totally. And in this fight, it's two older guys, right? Two vets of the game. So we're not going to really see explosive movements. We're not going to see, crazy combos on the feet or explosive takedowns. And I think that plays in the factor of Matt Brown because Matt Brown can stuff some takedowns, especially if they're not coming in too quick. Court McGee's definitely not one of the quicker guys, especially in the footwork department, especially in blasting double legs, stuff like that. So I think Matt Brown's going to be able to stuff those takedowns enough to where it's on the feet. And then if you're stuck on the feet with Matt Brown, we know he's got dynamite in those hands, in those elbows. I think it's really just going to take a couple of hard ones to throw Court off his game. And once you let Matt Brown get in a little bit of advantage, especially if you're stuck on the feet with him to begin with, gonna be a tough night out for you. So I'm riding with Matt Brown for sure.
Let's go, Goosey. What do you got?
I'm on the other side here. I'm picking Court McGee, and I actually feel pretty confident in that. I think that he will be the one moving forward. Matt Brown has not been having his best showings, and on the other hand, barring Jeremiah Wells' monster punch, Court McGee was looking very good on a resurgence in his career here. I think a guy like him is gonna be able to pick up where he left off. He's tough mentally, physically, and stylistically. I think he's gonna be the one hitting shots from the outside, getting the fight going forward. And then he does utilize the grappling game pretty well. I think his cardio is going to be better than Matt Brown's, and I think that he gets it done in this one. So I'm gonna go Court McGee.
Let's go. Court McGee also has 4 years on him too. He's 38. Looks like Matt Brown's 42. So interesting matchup. Let's get after it. Check in for the main card scoop. Those are the live picks and predictions. Let's go.